Indeed, every monad must be different from each other, for there are never in nature two beings which are precisely alike and in which it is not possible to find some difference which is internal or based on some intrinsic quality, meaning everything is always different because everything is ultimately, inevitably, at the end of the day, meant to be different from each other, and that includes living organisms and human beings as well in one way or another, and everything is also going to be continue to be different and execute and embody its intrinsic, God gifted, and developed differences and differentiations in the future also. And there is nothing we can do to prevent or reform or rectify or basically refrain this difference or from ourselves from being different, because ultimately our differences are going to arise and they are going to cause significant interference in it and interruptions in our lives, progress, growth, learning, successes, missions, aims, relationships if we do not embrace them. So that's how this works, and everything in nature is different, whether it is different in itself or based on some intrinsic quality, but everything is different. And monad, on the other hand, can be considered to be the one material or the one substance in the world that directly comes from God, that is of God's making, and that basically harmonizes, unifies, embodies essentially everything that is there in the world of God's making. All the human beings, living organisms of natures and its elements can be understood and epitomized and represented true and in the monad, because the monad not just is self-evident, self-governing, self-relational, but is also the epitome of everything, is already everything. So monad is the only one God substance in the limited, relative, finite, materialistic world in which we're living, and that has also been created by the God. So obviously, in monad, there is everything. Monad is the only one self harmony that also harmonizes and unifies all the other differences and biases and obviously differentiations within ourselves as well as in the natural world, in the flowers, trees. The monad is in everywhere, and that's why there is ultimately harmony. We're able to see beauty, truth, good everywhere because of this monad, because of the existence of monad in everything in nature, and also that everything in nature is difference and differentiation. Nothing is the same, even if it seems to be alike or similar, but everything has difference, everything is different, distinct from each other in nature as well as within ourselves, because we are also different from each other and not the same. And the monad is the harmonizing, self governing, self sufficient, sustaining entity in the world of God's making and creation.